Okay, I'm going through the comments really quick because everybody's already chatty, which I love. Miss Relaxed is here, I think. Hello, Miss Relaxed. Hello, Midwest Seller. Hello, Hayden at Eccentric Nature. Hi, Jeannie. So I'm loving that there's the weather updates everywhere. It's raining in Midwest Seller, which I think is in like northeastern United States. Eccentric Nature has a meeting to go to, so hi Eccentric Nature, and it's super hot and sunny in Florida. How are you guys doing? What's going on? It is hot. It's hot and beautiful. I actually was at the park with my kids the other day, so I got a bit of a sunburn on my forehead, which if you're Canadian, well, for me as a Canadian with a sunburn, I feel like I've like see my chest is like a little sunburned. You're like, whoa, I got a sunburn. Celebrate these things. So how are you guys doing? How's your week going? What is going on with everything? Let me know in the comments on the side. I have a fun new, yes, Jeannie already did a share of the live stream. So if you have a second and you don't mind hitting that share button, which I think is over here, I think it's opposite. Then we can get more people onto our live streams. It gives you guys a better chance of talking about your channels and making some really awesome connections that can potentially get you that organic and real followers to your YouTube channel. So let's see if we can hit some shares and see if we can get some more people on the live stream either now or later. And I have to say, you guys, I have noticed that you guys have really been sharing and interacting with each other from the live streams. Like we're really getting this cool community and I'm super grateful for it. So awesome. Midwest Seller got her mojo back. I love that. Tell us about that. Sorry, it looks like my live stream is a little bit jittery today, so I apologize, of course. So, hey, all right. So, you know what? I just reached over there. I don't know if you guys noticed, I had a quote pinned to my cork board. And if you know me for like half a second, you know that I follow the impulses of the universe, what it tells me to do. So I had written down this quote today, and now I feel inspired to share it for you guys. It's by Robert Greene, and it says, "Everything happens for a purpose. It's up to us to make the purpose something positive and active." So, and I think that's kind of really neat, especially for us who are growing our YouTube channels and creating our presence online, that everything happens for a purpose. And you know, how are we making that purpose positive and active? So let's see, Midwest Seller. Oh, thanks for sharing on Pinterest. Cashew Kelly is here. Hey, Cashew Kelly. Cashew Kelly is, it's funny how Albertans find each other. She's in Albertan, but she's living over in Thailand. I think it's Thailand is where she's living. So she's got a really fun like vlog of her life being an expat and living somewhere totally tropical and beautiful. She got away from winter, so she wins. Miss Relax is here. So everybody say hi to Miss Relax. Can you tell us all about your channel, Kelly and Miss Relax? So in the comments, if you can tell everybody about your channel, what motivates you, what is your content on, and introduce your channel a little bit. We have really wonderful people here. So definitely take a second to introduce yourself and your channel. And actually, Jeannie and Midwest Seller and Eccentric Nature, if you guys want to take a second and maybe also introduce your channels to Miss Relaxed and Cashew Kelly, that's going to be super awesome because maybe there's some new networks to be made there. So I'm not sure if you guys saw my last video, but I wanted to, as I had told you last week, dig into my channel and uncover why there's some things I feel like are really positive, that are really motivating me about my channel growth. I do think we've built a really wonderful community. There's a lot of comments that keep me motivated to push forward and keep making content. But as you guys know, that almighty, you know, how fast are we growing sort of mindset can override sometimes our feeling of accomplishment. And I know that, you know, if we are struggling to grow, there are things that we can do to work on for our channel. Now, if there was like some one magic equation, everybody would have 5 million followers. There obviously isn't, or we we wouldn't see, some channels totally and completely blow up, and some channels take longer to, build those numbers up. So I really wanted to look at, for my channel, those 3 metrics, which was average view duration, impressions, and click-through rate. So did you guys have a chance to check that out on your channel? Super curious. I'm going to check the comments and see what everybody says. Midwest Seller says, yeah, she likes the quote, oh, stop shopping, law of attraction, one-stop shopping for everything spiritual. Yeah, Jeannie is one-stop shopping for everything spiritual, and she really has some great intuitive content, and she really, I find her content really shows up at the right place at the right time. She's now saying, yes, I suck. I don't know. I don't know why she's saying that. So if you guys, maybe you're talking about the metrics. So going back to this metric, the really first metric is, with anything, and I know I bring it back to kind of stores a lot, but it works as a really good metaphor that people can connect to. So, how are you doing with your store and getting people to see your store? And that's truly impressions on YouTube. So how often are you getting, your face and your content out there to people? So that was when I had looked at my channel last month, I knew that was something I really needed to nail down. My impressions just weren't very high. So regardless of the fact that I feel like I'm happy with the number of people who find my content and become subscribers, I feel like that is a good number. And I feel like that really does reinforce that my content is doing okay. I mean, I can always be doing better, and I definitely have a lot to learn. But I just wasn't getting any impressions. Like, nobody was seeing my content, which came back to tags and titles. That being said, the kind of content that I feel inspired to create is a very competitive niche. Like, it's as truly are all the niches. So it does take a little bit of time to build myself up in the algorithm. But the impressions, I had worked on that, and as you guys saw, got a decent increase in my impressions, but my click-through rate was suffering. So how is it for you guys? Let's check this out and see what's going on. Yeah, Cashew Kelly does videos with her 2 babies. They sold everything, quit their 9 to 5, and they travel in really beautiful places. So that's kind of like living the dream, which I think is amazing. She says it was her numbers but you know what? Hey, you know what? I love, can we just take a second and talk about how these live streams just kind of like, I don't plan this stuff, you guys, I'm not going to lie. But Jeannie's comment that her numbers were sucking, and you know what? Everything happens for a purpose. It's up to us to make it positive and active. And I think that's it's kind of crazy how these things line up, but truly, I think it's so easy to get discouraged on YouTube, and it's so easy to be like, oh, well, YouTube's never going to show my videos out to people. I'm not getting good impressions. YouTube's never going to show my videos out to people. I'm just going to stop on YouTube. Instead of, taking that as an opportunity to really dig in and work together to try to build that up and make it more positive and take action on it to make it more positive. So, man, I just love how these things come full circle, you guys, in these chats. Eccentric Nature needs to, let's talk Miss Relax. She says her channel is all about storytelling. I post relaxing contents and storytime videos and even real stories of people. I also post thought-provoking content. So I'm excited to check that out after. It's been a week for me. I was supposed to try to get, I really wanted to get daily content on, but some external influences just kind of imploded my week. So it's been a little bit out of control. So I haven't had a chance to really be on any of the socials. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little behind. Eccentric Nature, I need to raise my impressions. My click-through rate is strong, as is my average watch time. Okay, so I love that. Oh, Hayden, that is such good information. So click-through rate is strong, which if you follow Eccentric Nature, his thumbnails are really, really good. Like when you are going through sort of the scroll on your homepage, you know right away when it's an Eccentric Nature video. So he's really branded, really got a good message with his thumbnails. They totally jump out to me, Hayden. I know that, hey, you've got something going on, and I can either set a reminder or watch your video, catch up on it. So And that's really awesome. And clearly that's working for you, and you have the long watch time. So people are really resonating with the information that you're getting. So it'll be interesting to see how you can get up your impressions. Have you thought about it? Have you thought about, or do you have any inspirations on what you can be doing to get more impressions? I'm curious about that. Let me know. Eccentric Nature's average click-through rate is 4.8%, which is a great click-through rate. I know YouTube says between 4 and 10 is a good click-through rate, but I feel like 10 is like, wow, like a really strong click-through rate. Speak, write, play in English. I've gained traction by doing live streams. My numbers are growing slowly. Yeah, so the live stream thing I've noticed now that I feel like I've been doing it consistently for about 3 weeks is I feel like the algorithm is a little bit confused when you start doing live streams. I love doing live streams. I love getting to connect with you guys live. But after you're done your live stream, not a lot of people click to watch a live stream after the fact. So your click-through rate on, you know, anything that's in the title and description as a live stream is like really, really low. And I really think that's because people don't want to watch live streams as much after they happen. So I found that to be like an interesting balancing act that I'm trying to learn on my channel, but I really love the live streams. I love getting to talk to you guys and helping you guys get to like network with each other. So yeah, and the numbers growing slowly. I mean, here's my question for you, speak, write, and play in English. Do you find if your numbers are growing slowly, but are they actually engaged viewers? Like, are they people who are actually showing up for your channel? Or is it more the like, hey, I found you and I'll follow you, but please check me out? Is it that kind of subscriber? So let me know. I'm curious about that, because there's a conversation that we're just not having enough of on YouTube. Miss Relax, I will definitely. I have a bit of an explosion going on in like the non-YouTube life right now, but I will get caught up. I promise. Jeannie Lynch also really loves Eccentric Nature's thumbnails, and they do really stand out. Kimmy Cola is in the house, you guys. Kimmy Cola is new to our little crew. She's going to be starting to post. She's editing her first video right now. Editing is definitely a struggle, Kimmy. Don't let it get you down. And she's going to be posting, I think, like Roblox type content. And to speak to kind of this great group we're in, we know we have Tristan, who's a young man who does his Roblox content, and now we have Kimmy, and they kind of created a network to build with each other. So I'm loving that so much. Editing gets easier. Eccentric Nature, Kimmy, Eccentric Nature's pep talking you in the comments. It gets easier. DIY Techniques is here, and she is saying, DIY Techniques, I got to watch one of her videos the other day, and it was such a fun video, and it was talking all about jealousy, and it's a disease. You might have the disease. It was so good, and such a great message, such a timely message. I think especially, I mean, for me, it really resonated as a small YouTuber, or not even a small YouTuber, gotta stop saying that, as a growing YouTuber. Yeah, and you know, that competitiveness with this idea that, you know, our channels are only as good as the number of subscribers we have, and letting that go. So I really loved your jealousy video, and it really was thought-provoking for me. So thank you so much for posting it. And if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. Something I realized as a small YouTuber, this is DIY Techniques. It's easy to look at someone who's big and want that. Because we're big, we don't get to see their old videos that had 30 views. Yes, so something that's really kind of funny, I really try to watch, because I post YouTube growth content, because the reason why I post YouTube growth content is because I see people who have used YouTube as a means to have control over their life. So whether that means to quit their 9-to-5 job and turn their passion into something that pays them money, or even more than that, I see it as a chance for just regular people to create a space in their life. So they're not, working forced to kind of work for big organizations. They can create a life of their own dreams exactly how they want it. I super love that, being that I am an entrepreneur already in my own life, having a small business. And I really feel passionate to create. I feel passionate, but I also feel inspired to create content on it, to mix sort of the heart and the mind of creating YouTube content with the numbers. And so that's why I'm passionate about it. And it really just kind of engulfs my mind 100%. That being said, I watch and do my research a lot from YouTube information and a lot from Google itself information. If you guys watch my stuff, you know that I'm big into Think with Google and digging up my YouTube content from like actual sort of documented studied research with YouTube and with Google. And I try not to watch a lot of other YouTube growth content because I'm very, very, very sensitive to copying people. I never want to feel like I'm copying people. I really want my information to be individual and authentic to myself. So that's kind of my thing. But back to the whole comment of competing with people, somebody who's out there with incredible YouTube growth content and who I absolutely love is the content bug, Catherine Manning. And to DIY Techniques point, the one day I was just on her channel and I was like, I wonder what her first YouTube video was on. And I actually went back to her oldest video and you can see some of them still have like 300 views. So it's funny how we can, really be chasing that I'm going to blow up moment and I want to be as big as, insert anybody here, like my fellow Canadian Peter McKinnon. I could say that, but there's things that he struggled with when he started his channel too. So really good call out, DIY Techniques. I really love that you put that out there. She also says, honestly, I think that's what makes the difference. If YouTube isn't showing your video, you won't have much views. So yeah, if YouTube doesn't end up showing off your video, it's super hot in here today. Oh, I'm shiny. I put on so much powder too. Yeah, the impressions piece is really getting YouTube to show off your video. And let's see, Speak Right Play, back to her conversation that she was having with not having a high sub count. Viewers are commenting more and engaging. And you have a very specific niche topic that you're working on. So that's going to take time to build traction as well for you, Speak Right Play English. Yeah, so let's just see. Editing, yeah, editing is time in the saddle, Kimmy, for sure. Yeah, DIY Technique says you need a glass of wine. I really need to get like a little mini bottle of like champagne while I'm in here with you guys, except for noon in Canada, and I feel like that's not appropriate. But yeah, so kind of that comparing yourself to others piece, which we talk about, and knowing that your channel and your content is great no matter what your subscriber count is. And I've noticed on my channel, doing a ton of research as I do and placing my videos, there are certain things that I want to talk about or that I might make content on, and YouTube won't rank me for that. But YouTube will rank me for, YouTube growth topics. And so when I post a video that's more, about mindset or gratitude or journaling, and I use my TubeBuddy extension, TubeBuddy flat out tells me you're not going to get any traction with this video. Like YouTube doesn't like your channel to post that kind of content, like you're going to get lost. So there's times where I put out content that I know isn't, going to blow up and make a ton of traction. It's just content that I really love. And if one person sees it, then I'm super happy about that. So it's kind of funny how that goes building our channels, but definitely the impressions piece is if you can get that high and then start to work on your click-through rate, I think that is a step in the right direction. So on that note, because that was something I was talking about, that last YouTube video I put out, it has actually now still today 8.2% click-through rate. So, and I really didn't take a lot of time being strategic with my thumbnail and trying to copy thumbnails from my niche. I really just picked a graphic that I liked and colors I liked. So I think I'm going to try to stick more with sort of myself and what I kind of like and push that out there because that seemed to be working. Yeah, so the Midwest seller is talking about Catherine Manning as well, and she also grew slow in the beginning. But what's magical about that, I mean, because I'm obsessed with YouTube in like a probably not safe a degree of obsession. But there's other people that I follow who have grown. There's people who are, I've gotten, 1,000 subs in a month or my first month on YouTube, but from how they interact on YouTube that it's a lot of like, hey, I left a gift in your house, stop by my house and leave a gift for me, like, that sort of code chat. And so really, what kind of channel are you creating is sort of the question. Like for me, my goal, this community that's going on over here in the comments, that's my goal. So if we keep adding, or for me, if I keep adding, even if it's 3 or 4 a day of the right sort of like group who really want to build great channels, then I think that's I know for sure that that's better for me because I don't really do I try to avoid all that, reciprocation stuff. Let's see what you guys are saying. Cashew Kelly says, do I recommend hiding your subscriber count if it's low, and how do you do this? You go into your channel settings. It's on like your sidebar in your studio. Just go to your channel settings, and then you can make subscriber public or not public, your subscriber count. And it genuinely depends on your channel, I think. For me, being that I post YouTube growth content, if I hid my number, the massive amount of distrust I would have with people wouldn't work for my channel. So, and I'm really honest about like, this is where my sub count is, and that's totally fine. The information I get out is still really valuable. I know because people tell me that it's valuable in the comments. So it's going to happen. It's just going to be a matter of time. But for your channel, Cashew Kelly, I really don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to take off your subscriber count. So I think if you have like a lifestyle channel, even Midwest seller, if it's bio-centric nature, even if it's like reselling, gaming, DIY techniques, like you guys who aren't, I think you guys can turn off your sub count. And actually somebody in our comments the other day said that they turned off sub count and that really worked for them. Because I do think that on YouTube, there's a level of, well, I don't want to watch that person because they don't, you get deemed authority based on the number of subscribers you have. And that's valid. I think that is valid to get that deemed authority based on the number of subscribers you have. But it's unfortunate that other people who are growing, who have small content or like, a small following because they're growing, maybe don't get shown as much. Let's see what's going on. Jeannie says, I was feeling down the other day and remembered why I do this. Later, one person reached out to the comments and said that they really helped him, and it shifted everything. Yes. Okay, can we, like, this quote today. That was upside down. This quote today. So, remembering the purpose, something positive and active. Let's see, Jeannie. I was in a funk last week and it took some time to re-energize. I love that you got that comment at the right time. DIY Techniques says you don't have to hide your sub count. Find comfort in the journey. You'll later be able to create content due to the struggle you are going through. Yeah, I don't hide my sub count. Let's see. Kimmy Cola, does hiding your sub count really help? I don't think that there's an answer. I don't really think that anybody can answer that question, but DIY Technique says, ask yourself this question. What if your 77th video was going to be the one where you blew up? What would you do in the 76th before that? And I really like that question because it's really, this idea of, I really like that question, and it's hard to put into words. That must have been hard to kind of type out. Because what if, the question I've been kind of asking myself is, if you knew every video was going to blow up, what is the content you'd make? And that's something I'm really trying to dig into with my channel, is to now, and that comes back to the YouTube growth content creators. A lot of those people will say, you know, do research on what's really trending, you know, use the specific keywords, and, you know, try to like be strategic with the content you're creating, and then you'll make yourself blow up. Where that just doesn't resonate with me. I'm not showing up as a creator to like make content that doesn't resonate with me, because then I'm going to like trick myself into blowing up. I want my channel in 2 years to really be a reflection of me, really be a reflection of my content and who I am. So I try to really be in touch with, like, if I knew my video was going to blow up, what's the content I would make, and then make that content, because then I'm really happy and I'm really at peace with the content that I'm putting out there. That's how I think about it. And I think that's really in line with what DIY Techniques is trying to say, because we don't know when we're going to blow up, but what we can control is our authenticity of ourselves on YouTube. Yes, speak right, play in English. And it's, yeah, she's talking about, because she does English content for people who are learning English. And I love your branding is really good, and your style of filming, all those things are really good. And that's just like a traction piece, because you know, people are there, the number of people who are looking on it. But you know what, let's dig into that a little bit more, because there's an interesting stat that I found today, and 85%, now this is just a projection, but it's projected that 85% of content that people are consuming online will be in video, which is like insane. So right now, if we have, you know, the number of people who are watching YouTube, and we haven't even really started that landslide of moving media, like content, to video. YouTube is still, as big as it is, has so much room for us to grow and partake in. So that space and that space, that service that you're trying to provide, that is just growing. Speak right, play. So that's really exciting news. And same with you, same with really truly all of us here. Midwest Seller is, I've never heard that you can turn off your sub count. I also like to see others grow, so I'd like to see their sub count. Yeah, and if someone wants to connect with you, your sub count shouldn't matter. And sometimes it feels really good when you find, I know I follow Aaron Daughtry. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's kind of a spiritual type guy. And I started following him, I think 2 years ago, and he maybe had 10,000 subscribers. And now he's almost at 1 million subscribers, and getting to watch him grow. He was very intentional about his growth. And in his early videos, he would say flat out, I am posting every single day until I can quit my full-time job and only make money on YouTube talking about positive mindset comments, like content. He was really, you know, owned his mission of why he was producing content. And I really had to respect the guy for it. And it was really easy for me to hit subscribe, because I wanted to help him in his mission. So, and that's like really an interesting piece, right? Because like, how often are we, and I know that Jeannie, so Jeannie, can you tell us a little bit in the comments? Jeannie messaged me and she said she's starting to ask more for subscribers. And I know in my last video that I made, I really felt called to, instead of saying, subscribe to my channel if you like my content, to remind people, like, the reason why you subscribe to people is because YouTube is like an ocean of content. You're not going to remember my name is Liz Brousseau, and there's 1,000 Brousseaus, right? So if you don't want to lose me in the sea of, you know, information on YouTube, you have to hit subscribe. And so I think to me that came from a service piece, because I started to think about what makes me click subscribe on people that I do stumble upon and I like Aaron Daughtry a couple of years ago. And I hit subscribe because I didn't want to lose him. I wanted to be able to find his content again by going through my subscriber list. So what are we doing to ask for subscribers? Like Aaron really flat out said, I'm going to show up every single day until I can make a living from YouTube. And that made me want to join his mission. Instead of like, can you please subscribe to me? It was more like, this is my mission. And he never even really asked for help, but then I wanted to join his mission. So I find that super interesting to think of. So back to Miss Midwest Seller's comment, it's really fun to watch people grow and be a part of that joy for them. If you do find it's making you jealous, though, go back and watch DIY Techniques video about jealousy. It definitely works not the way you want it to. So really trying to change that to really be inspired. Like if that person can blow up on YouTube, then so can you. And lately I've been trying to tap into, and I know Jeannie, this is going to resonate with you, and perhaps you can guide us in the comments a little bit on this, but I have been trying to connect with what is the block that I have to myself blowing up on YouTube, if that makes sense. So like, what's the block that I have within me to having an abundance of subscribers? And it really comes back to like, being a little bit insecure still in my idea of who I am on YouTube, and really stepping into all of that to accept my growth. So that's kind of something that I'm going through mentally right now. Cashew Kelly has said how she can do it. She's pivoting her channel from travel and more towards food. So she's not expecting growth, and I hope that makes sense. And it really does make sense. If you guys are using the TubeBuddy extension, it will tell you if you post something like totally out of left wing, like when I post skincare stuff, which is really just for fun, not because I'm a makeup guru. YouTube's like, we're not really going to show that to people. And I'm like, that's fine. I just like making these videos. So, but knowing that is half the battle. Oh, and so Cashew Kelly thought if she pivoted, maybe hiding the lack of growth. Try it. Like it's just a toggle. You can turn it off for 28 days or even 7 days and then turn it back on. So like I would truly test that for 4 weeks and see if you see anything happen. And then you'll know, because I think for some people it works, and I think for others it maybe doesn't. Jeannie says, I think we're going to see the bridge between video and podcast grow together. I think we're going to see all of that come together and have a new place for like the podcast sort of communication content on YouTube, which is going to be awesome. Cashew says, I decided I won't, she's not going to hide her Sebbies. That was gone. She typed it and then took it off. Jeannie says, I like the way you said, help me get the word out. I started that. Yeah. And I'm interested because I really try to know, like, if we can get into our own mind space of what do I need and what do I feel, then we can put that to life when we're making our content. So I try to think back to before I was a YouTuber or ever even thought I was going to have a YouTube channel, but I would consume YouTube. Probably 90% of the media I consumed was YouTube. And so I tried to think like, when did I subscribe to people? And you know what? Let's do this. Let's make this like an activity. Oh my God, you guys, I'm so grateful for these live streams. This is like, it's magic every time. Okay, so let's do this together, because I want these live streams to also be something like that we really can take away and build on. So let's do this little activity together, and maybe next Friday or next Monday, we'll talk about it. So before you were a YouTuber and thought about being a YouTuber, did you subscribe to people? Let me know. Let me know. Did you subscribe to people? This is before you were ever a YouTuber, before you ever even thought of being a YouTuber, but you were a YouTube consumer. So in your mind, you were never going to be a YouTuber. You were just a YouTube consumer. Did you subscribe to people? Yes or no? Let's see. Life with Raina is here. Hello, Life with Raina. You're new to our crew, so welcome to our live streams. Tell us about your channel. We'd love to hear more about you and to go here and there. To go here and there is answering the question. They subscribe to people on YouTube. Raina did subscribe to people. Jeannie did. Okay, so, and I did too. So here's my next question. Why? So before you were a content creator, we didn't know, like I definitely, before I was a content creator, when I was just a consumer of content, I never really understood the value of the subscribe button. So now as a content creator, I know that, you know, my livelihood on YouTube is controlled by that little red button, so to speak, right? So now I understand the value of it. But before I was a content creator, I really didn't. And to be honest, in a lot of videos, I mean, a lot of the content that's consumed in my house on YouTube is, you know, child targeted for my daughters. So I kind of was like, it kind of got annoying listening to these people being like, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. So when you were, before you were a content creator yourself and you were a content consumer and you did subscribe, why? Why did you subscribe? What motivated you to hit that little red button? Cashew Kelly says, you guys, this is going to be so powerful. Like, this is going to be powerful. So write down your comment, because every single person's comment here is going to unlock the key for us on how to get that people to click that little red button, right? So Cashew Kelly says, because she didn't want to lose them. Yes. And that's what I found too. I started to ask myself, like, the people I subscribed to was because I didn't want to lose them in the sea of YouTube information, right? DIY Technique says, I know someone whose first video hit 46,000, I'm going to guess views, and everyone after was a decline. She has this benchmark she made for herself, and everything's a letdown and she can't enjoy the journey. Oh man, we got to send some love to that friend of yours, because she is worth it and she is beautiful and she is awesome. And it's funny, I actually have always, being that I came from really high-end retail, that will distort your brain, guys. I always try to live with the sum of who you are doesn't equal what your money can buy. And now that I'm on YouTube, I'm starting to think the sum of who you are and how excellent your content is does not equal how many people see it. And especially because we have no control over, really, we have very limited control over the exposure we get. Sketch says he did. Yes, I did, as I kept on seeing content that I liked. So I think what Christiana is saying is, when he kept seeing somebody who had repeated content that he liked, that would make him hit the subscribe button. Jeannie says she wanted easy access to more of their content. Midwest Seller says because she wanted to find them again and she liked their vibes. So okay, so, and Life with Raina says, I loved learning about beauty, so I followed a lot of beauty YouTubers. So one day I said, hey, I can do this too. And you definitely 100,000% can, Life with Raina. It is so meant to be for you. It is so ready and waiting for you. It's waiting for me. It's waiting for all of us in the comments. Tristan's here. So I just want to go through these comments. Tristan, I'm coming back to you, and I just saw that comment and I want to give it all my attention. But I want to come back to this idea that we're telling each other right here, right, what we need to do next or upcoming in our videos to get people to subscribe. Like you guys said, all of it. We don't want to lose them, right? We want easy access to more of their content. We want to be able to find them again. We liked their vibe, and we liked learning. So Raina also liked learning about the beauty. So keep that, like, write that down, jot that down somewhere, because that's, I think, the message that we need to send to people when they're watching us. Somehow we need to connect with the idea of, I'm on this mission and I'm not going to stop. And if you don't want to lose me, because YouTube, if you don't subscribe to my channel, I can get lost in all the weird suggested, you know, all the other content that's getting thrown at you on YouTube. So if you loved my vibe, if you connected with me and you don't want to lose me on YouTube, help me reach my mission by hitting subscribe. So, and that's something that I don't really see people talking about on YouTube. You know, it's like, don't forget to ask people to subscribe. And you guys know me, and you know I like to connect sort of the heart and mind with the metrics. And so what's the motivation? Why would somebody else be motivated to subscribe to your channel? And how can you get them to act on that? And by uncovering what was my motivation when I subscribed to a channel, you can dig into the mindset, connect with that mindset, and then hopefully inspire more people who are watching your videos to subscribe. So hopefully that makes sense and that feels really good to you guys. Let me know in the comments, like, how do we feel about that? And if you have thoughts on that, chat more in the comments about that, because the more we tell each other, like, I really like to subscribe to people who do this, or I really like to subscribe to people who do that, the better it's going to be for all of us. Okay, Tristan is here, and Tristan is now at 120 subscribers. So yay, Tristan, I am so proud of you. You're making longer videos. I love it. You're doing your vibe. I feel like you're owning it, and I'm super, super excited for you. And Tristan and Kimmy are getting together and going to do a row beats stream. So I'm super happy about that. So yay to Tristan, and he's getting more views on his channel. So that makes me super happy. Speak, Right, Play. So yeah, let's give a big cheers to Tristan in the sidebar and everybody else. How is everybody doing this week in terms of like getting some success on their channels? Let's take a minute to like cheer everybody on. Let's see. I only, back to the subscribe. So I subscribe to people if I really like someone. I did like a ton of videos. Okay, cool. Kimmy says they are talking about Roblox, which is awesome. Jeannie says, great tip. Put it all together. Subscribe if you want more to find me, easy access, and stay connected. I'm talking about Tristan, and he's talking about his subs stagnating. Did anybody else over the last like 3 days to a week see that they like weren't, their subscriber number wasn't going anywhere, and then they like open the app and it's like boom, you have 7 subscribers? That was happening to me this week. It was like nothing happened for like 24 hours, and then I opened my app and it was like, whoa, you just jumped by like 7 people, and that's just weird. So also the back of house of YouTube Studio, they're adding features, and I've just noticed in the past that sometimes when they add features to YouTube Studio, it kind of like, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of work for YouTube. So curious if that's happening to you guys too. I know that's been happening to me. In fact, my YouTube Studio subscriber count right now on my YouTube Live, like on my channel, the number you guys see, 2 totally different numbers right now. So it's random. And I don't have a lot of like, I'm not invested in it too much. Let's see. Kachi Kelly says, honestly, guys, I subscribe to people when I like their content and they remind me to subscribe in some way, which is great. Sketch says, I usually subscribe to people who are friendly and positive, so their personality matters. So we love that. I'm doing pretty well this week, all things considered. Yay. And Tristan got 11 subs in 4 days. So congratulations to Tristan. We all believe in your channel. I know that, you know, you're very Roblox specific, so my daughter gets to watch your videos, but they're great, and we're all big fans of you, and really big fans of every single person here, you guys. Video sellers, unfortunately, she's steady at 320, and she needs to post another video. So definitely at small, no more small, only growing YouTubers. So yeah, definitely as growing YouTubers, it's a matter of like, keep putting content out, keep putting content out. Tristan says his YouTube sub count is correct, but the channel page is 1 sub less. Yeah. So Jeannie says YouTube can clean house and delete old subs and dead accounts. Yeah. So before, probably 2.5 months into my YouTube journey, because as you guys know, I am parts of lots of Facebook groups, and we have our Facebook group, which I'm like trying to get on and do some more stuff with. So sorry, but it's been a week. But yeah, so, and they actually took away like, I think almost 100 subscribers from my channel from people who had just like, they do the subscribe to me and I'll subscribe to you thing. I'm not into it at all. So yeah, it was crazy watching that happen. Good job, Tristan. Yay. But yeah, so YouTube will take away those dead accounts and stuff. Mine is like, it's weird. I don't even know what's going on, and I'm not putting a lot of interest in it. Tristan had 11 likes on his last stream. Okay, so back to like getting people to subscribe. So the personality really matters. That's what makes me want to subscribe to people as well. I mean, for sure. And showing up with like that sense of authenticity, I think is, you know, truly the game changer. And you know what? Let me ask you guys this. Okay, let's move past I feel like we've all gotten really valuable information. So hit me like any emoji. I don't even care which one. Hit me an emoji if you feel a little bit inspired about talking to each other about, you know, what makes you click the subscribe button. And for me, it was feeling like I could help them. Feeling like I could help them in some way really made me, being that I'm a nice person, I was like, I want to help you, click subscribe. And not feeling like I wanted to lose them. So I wanted to be able to come back to their information. So, and that's even good learning for me in this live stream is making sure I'm asking people to help me. Like maybe I need to let more people know, like, you know, I'm on this mission to help as many people as possible, you know, truly have financial freedom or freedom in whatever that looks like from having a YouTube channel. So if you want to help me in my mission, please subscribe so more people see my videos, right? So that's a good learning for me. We got lots of emojis going on the side. So I'm totally loving that. Let's see. So shifting gears now, I love that worked. New topic of conversation that this is coming from you guys. You guys are leading this live stream and I love it. I'm just a facilitator. So to go here and there, Amsterdam. I'm excited to check out your channel after this live. I hope you're in Amsterdam. Oh my God, I want to go there so bad. The personality really matters. So something that I've been noticing on YouTube lately is people who are imperfect, people who are showing their flaws, people who are like, these are all the things that are weird about me, or, you know, this is what makes me unique and different, or these are the parts of me that are hurt and broken, or like just not perfect people, but who are real people. They seem to be gaining more traction on YouTube. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about authenticity? What do you think about people, you know, showing their faults, you know, showing that they fell down the stairs or whatever, instead of people who are showing up as these perfect individuals presenting themselves on YouTube? I'll throw myself under the bus. I watched my first YouTube video the other day and I was like, man, I was like, hey, Jeannie, look. Jeannie sent me this, guys. Isn't it beautiful? She sent me a little note on the back and I love it so much. It sits on my desk. But yeah, so these imperfect people who are sincere, authentic, genuine, actually being themselves, good, bad, and in between, like being themselves, good, bad, and in between, are really taking space on YouTube. What do you guys think about that in terms of being motivated to subscribe to a channel? So let's talk about that in the comments below. And I'll take a sip of my water while I read what you guys are saying. Oh, it's so hot. It's so beautifully hot in Canada today. And I won't have an air conditioner because where I live, we only get like 10 warm days a year. So you have to sweat. That's my rule. Or I have to sweat. Other people can do what they want to do. So let's see. Some people are there just because of personality, Tristan says. And he thinks a lot of people like how he rages when he plays his games. He gets really like into them and it actually is quite entertaining. And it's really entertaining because you kind of like make fun of yourself a little bit. And that's like what's fun about your video. So again, like the personality piece. And I feel like, Tristan, you've been embracing that more. Is that right? Like, have you been embracing more the like just going for it and having fun? Let me know. Cashew Kelly hit us with an emoji. Midwest Seller, I actually approved you being part of the Facebook group just before I started this live stream. Again, there's been some craziness going on this week, sort of outside of my YouTube world that is like taking up too much mind space. But it is approved now, so please make your introduction post, which would be super duper awesome. Let's see. So Midwest Sellers, like, she likes to help people, but one of her issues is she doesn't have time to watch all the people that you're subscribed to. I think we can let that go, that pressure of, all the people that we're subscribed to, because there's a billion users on YouTube, right? So there's always somebody watching the content. And not every video that everybody does is going to be one you watch. Like if I do a video next week, hopefully I'm hoping to do a video on my goal setting and sort of where I'm at mid-year. That may not be why you show up to my content, and you don't have to watch that video. So I think we can let that go, that sort of pressure. Midwest Seller, if that makes you feel better. I don't know. Speak Right Play is going to teach, so have a great day. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of agrees. So Christian says, I feel like I can relate to somebody who's imperfect. Whoa, we need to write that down. Jeannie said she wants to meet up on a Zoom. I'll put that in the Facebook group. Let's see what we can figure out. Trying to be perfect sounds stupid because there's no people. And Kimmy says people are getting tired of the fake personalities. So you guys are like lighting up the comments. This is amazing. Amy is here. Hello, Amy. We don't know who you are, so please feel free to introduce your channel on the side. We really love to get to meet new people when we have our live streams. Seeing perfections makes people feel like they're not good enough, and she'd rather watch somebody that she can relate to. This is so amazing. And Midwest Seller says, I like the imperfect. So yeah, like that is really, let's see. And okay, so Jeannie, you're driving where we're going next in this conversation. But yes, that imperfectness of our YouTube videos. So, keeping in the places where we screw up in our editing and when we're stumbling over our words, all of those things is what's connecting people. So I love that, we can take that pressure off ourselves as creators and really show up as who we are. And it's funny, I almost get more really wonderful comments from people when I do live streams, which are obviously completely unedited. I do get great comments on my edited videos, but it's funny, I always get a really insightful comment from my live streams. So I'm trying to figure out how I can take the off the cuffness of my live streams and put it in my real videos. But it's just interesting. Let's see. Tristan, his 10-year-old. Yeah, Tristan does Roblox. I get my kids watch him, which is super fun. Let's see. So yeah, let's go back to now. Jeannie had her next thing. She scrolls her homepage on YouTube to figure out what she's going to watch next. So I do the same thing. I literally, if I'm I've got an hour to kill and I'm going to do it watching YouTube, I flip over to my home screen and that's what I watch. So I think it's really important for us to keep in mind too. And what's great is that this is truly research from real people. We're really getting to have this conversation with each other. And so figuring out that homepage, how we can get suggested on your homepage. And the homepage doesn't just show people you're subscribed to, it shows content that they think you might be interested in watching. So leaning into sort of the homepage, checking our metrics, and perhaps I'll make a video on that, checking the metrics to see when your videos are getting suggested on the homepage, as well as suggested videos are really sort of the two places to lean into. Tristan he is a gamer and he's an autistic gamer. But you know what's funny about that, Tristan, as we're having this conversation about authentic self, I think that that's what makes you great. Honestly, I think that's how come we get to see so much of you, is because I think you're so authentic, and I don't know how that works. So forgive me for not knowing, but it really shines through for you in that. Let's see. You guys are all talking about Roblox, which is super awesome. We've almost been here for an hour, but let's, if we can, let's just kind of regroup on what we sort of came up with today in this live stream. Like I said, I do not show up to these really prepared. I do kind of have an idea, and I do meditate for a little bit of guidance because I want to be so much of service to you guys. And so everything happens for a purpose. And it's our purpose to make it something positive and active. So even if it's getting down, one of our metrics, one of those triangle of metrics is getting us down. If we can just focus on making it positive and act on it, we can do more things. We can get more subscribers, it sounds like, by being more of our authentic self and screwing up and dropping the ball and just being real. And also reminding people to, if they like our content and they don't want to lose us, then that's why they need to subscribe, and that it will be helping us with our mission. So asking for help and then giving them a really solid why with the combination of legit being ourselves on YouTube is going to be really super powerful. And I think that's kind of what I'm really getting as sort of the masterpiece of what came out of this live stream, guys. So that is so awesome. Kimmy is going to have, hopefully Kimmy's going to, Kimmy, if you haven't joined our Facebook group, I want to see your video when it comes out. So can you find our Facebook group? It's YouTube Content Creator Society. How do I feel about intros and outros? Somebody said it actually hurts your channel. Really quickly before we go, I've been spending a lot of time. So what I do is I read energy systems. So when I can see trends that people are reacting to, whether that's in like a store when I've been, a general manager in charge of selling $40 million a year worth of merchandise, or now being on YouTube. TikTok, it has really affected people's attention spans. TikTok is delivering a crap ton of information that you guys need very short amount of time. So that's affecting attention span. Therefore, your intro can be hurting you. And that's just because of the lower attention span. I have actually been able to fix, when you post a YouTube video, guys, and like lots of people click on it, but they drop off right away and like you go really low. I've been able to fix that by having those, if on the last 3 videos I've done, 3 or 4 videos, 3 videos, there's been like quick bursts of information at the beginning. That's actually giving me a much longer average view duration. That's increased my average view duration on my video by 30 seconds, which is huge for YouTube. So Kimmy, try it. Don't try it. Some people say that it hurts. To be really honest, I'm a big fan of Peter McKinnon and his videos. I always skip his intro, and I really like that guy. Do with that information what feels good to you. Jeannie says, great conversation. I think I'll try that. Subscribe if you want to find me again. I think is going to be like, let's make that like a magic word here for us, guys. However you guys make that your own, I'd love to see how we go with that. Sketch says he thinks it's important to have a great hook at the beginning rather than an intro, which I agree to 110%. That's exactly, I go through my video editing and I find like the pieces that I think are going to spark people's curiosity. And I put 3 of them at the beginning of my video. It's very jagged and makes no sense, but it seems to work for keeping people there. Let's see. Okay, so you guys are talking about intros. I wanted to give you guys that, but so there we go. We've covered a ton of information. I'm going to see you guys back on Monday for our Motivation Monday, getting us set up for our new week on YouTube because we don't want to go into those slumps. We want to keep cheering each other on and keep it going. Share this live stream out to someone, to anyone, whoever's going to benefit and wants to grow their YouTube channel. I super adore you guys. As you know, these live streams always give me life, and we are up to double digits on our live stream. So this is actually growing pretty consistently. So this is only going to get bigger and better. We need to keep inviting other people, because if we can get, really high in those numbers, we're going to create more networks, more engagement, and have a better chance of finding new people, just like Kimmy and Tristan have found each other. So to go here and there, you are so welcome. I do this every Monday and Friday at noon Mountain. So hopefully I see you again. And you guys have the super best weekend. Take some time for yourself. Do some self-love. And I'm going to see you on Monday.